DC Intel. Stay ahead with real-time breaking news and intelligence updates from around the nation. Your trusted source for reliable and insightful information.
You are listening to the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network.
Welcome to DC Intel, your go-to source for breaking news and intelligence updates from around the nation. Stay informed with the latest developments, insightful analyses, and comprehensive coverage of key events. Follow us to never miss an important story and join the conversation on what's happening in our country. Together, let's stay ahead of the news. Here are a few reasons to support DC Intel. 1. Timely updates. Get the latest breaking news and intelligence updates as they happen. 2. Reliable information. Depend on us for accurate and credible news sources. 3. Insightful analysis. Gain deeper understanding with our expert analysis and comprehensive coverage. 4. Community engagement. Join a community of informed and engaged individuals who care about current events. 5. Transparency. We are committed to transparency in all our reporting, helping you to see the bigger picture. 6. Convenience. Stay informed on the go with easy access to updates through our social media platforms. Supporting DC Intel means staying informed and connected with the news that impacts our nation.
If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing. And always have the courage to be yourself.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
But from today, and from the day I take the oath of office, we will rapidly drive prices down and make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again. So as much as you can, do something that you love, work hard, and never, ever give up, and you're going to be tremendously successful. Tremendously successful. Thank you. God bless our military. God bless the memory of the fallen. God bless our Gold Star families. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
You are listening to your source for trusted intel and news. You're listening to Live with DC.
Hey there, it's your favorite president. You need to be listening to my friend DC. He's a trusted source and won't lead you astray.
Thank you for listening to You Host DC, your trusted source for intel and news.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, everybody. Happy Friday night. Friday night. We're on a little early tonight, and that's okay. Want to get a lot of stuff done here tonight. Got Rumble back up. Thank God. Soon as we finish with the YouTube stuff, we'll upload today to Rumble. And yeah, we are back on Rumble, YouTube, all those others. It's all good. Yeah. So let's see who's in the house here tonight. I know that we just spent time together today, guys. It's like the one family member that you can't get rid of, right? There comes DC, and here we come up with the road with his truck. Oh Lord. Yeah. But it's good to be back together with everybody again. And let's see who's in here. Let's start with Mustang Gal. Hello from DC, from Florida. Hello. Grandma Beth. Hello, everyone. Good evening from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Arizona in the house. Wow. Good little distance there. Hello, DC, and everyone from East Tennessee here. McDowell, Michigan in the house. Awesome. Hello from Mill Creek, Washington. Okay. Let's see. Jeep Girl here from Dallas, Georgia, with my husband. Hello, husband. Good to have you in here also. Good evening, DC. Looking forward to your show tonight. Thanks for all your effort. Awesome. Thank you. Butler, Georgia here. Prairieville, Louisiana. Let's see. Howdy from Brenda from Atlanta, Texas. Sullivan, Tennessee in the house. Hello there, Jerry. Okay. 54. Hello from New Jersey. From howdy, DC, from Walton, Kentucky. Hello from Kentucky again. Hello, DC, from Port Charlotte, Florida. Awesome. Arkansas in the house there. Northwest Ohio. Hello, DC. Susie from Oklahoma is present. Thank you so much. You may put your hand down now. I'm just kidding. Hey, from South Carolina. Awesome. Hello again from Hutchinson, Kansas. Well, welcome back. I can't pronounce that. Wisconsin there. Madison, Mississippi. Here we go. You better believe it. Did you watch the Trump rally in Pennsylvania? Yes, I did. Hello from Cartersville, Georgia. DC. Hey, DC from Rocks in Falls County, Minnesota. All right. Good deal. Happy Friday night. Glad Rumble is back up and working. Me too. Man, what a pain in the neck it was today. I normally don't panic, but I wasn't really panic. I was just like, come on, man. But we have a plan. Kentucky in the house. CDC. Let's get back in the house. Awesome. Godwin, absolutely. Greenville, Michigan, here with you. Awesome. Good evening, Patsy from Kansas house. God bless you. All right, thank you. He's speaking in DC tonight from right. West Tennessee here. Loving the lives, DC. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Vicky. Make America affordable again. Man, you are right. Isn't that the truth? Make America's gas go down. Hello, DC. RC and EC are here from Raleigh, North Carolina, ready to go. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Loyal people here. Thanks for coming back and giving us more news. We appreciate you, brother. New Bern, North Carolina in house. Awesome. Tennessee here. Howdy, y'all. Good evening from Virginia. Hello, DC and Patriots. Hello. Hey, DC from Charles City, Virginia. Okay. Hello to you. Arkansas in the house. Bayou in the house. Hello from Kentucky again. Michigan here. DeSoto, Missouri. Okay, I see that. Greetings, DC, and the Wildman from Southwest Missouri. Hello, hey from Virginia. I have my notebook ready to be a good student. Awesome. You're going to need it. Jefferson City, Missouri. Pen and paper ready. Awesome. Hello from Monroe, North Carolina. Paper. All right. Hendersonville, Tennessee in the house. Awesome. Troy. Wow. Okay. Troy Montana in here. Okay. Jane from Tupelo, Mississippi. Awesome. Tupelo is really representing earlier today. Greetings from stormy Charlotte, North Carolina. Man. Brooklyn, Texas. I'm sorry. My eyes are a little crossed here today. I'm not going to miss this. Well, that's good, Amanda. I appreciate that. Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. Showcase from Benbrook, Texas again. Awesome. Greetings from Jamestown, New York. Man, y'all really representing up in here. Brainbridge, Georgia. Rather be listening to you than anyone. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Kentucky in the house. Centerville, Indiana in the house. ADC. I'm not going to miss this. Hello from Oklahoma. Alpharetta, Georgia. Hey from Indiana. Listening from Clinton, Tennessee. All right. Hello, Tennessee also. Springfield, Missouri. Man, y'all flying in here tonight. This is great. Lady Lake, Florida. Okay. Sorry, I told you my eyes were crossing here. Need to put some eye drops in. Thank you from Dayton, Ohio. Good deal. And hello from Iowa and Townsend, Tennessee. Man, shoo. I'll get somebody sending me something on Facebook saying, you need to stop doing that. You need to, in Central Florida, you need to stop doing that because that's just, you're wasting time. Wasting my time. Okay. Anyway, let's see here. Hit that, but yeah. Listening from Lafayette, Indiana. Awesome. It is so good to have everybody that's in here and everybody that's coming in here tonight. Man, the numbers look good. We're doing great here. I've got a lot of people listening. Tonight will be great. Okay. Tonight will be great. If you are not a true believer in what Q has been saying and all these drops and all these things, if you don't believe after tonight, you will never believe. Okay. You'll never believe. And lots of Missouri people in here. Yeah, absolutely. Proud of my fellow Patriots. Absolutely. Oklahoma in the house also. Whose show is it? It's yours. Absolutely. So I just like to have interaction with you guys, okay? And as much as I can, I'll look at the chat. But tonight, I'm probably not going to look too much at the chat because I want to stay focused on this here. If you have questions, email them or either hit me up on Facebook. I will say this before I start. When you pray, and I don't really do much of this, but I'm going to do this. One of my real good friends contacted me earlier, and his daughter, they found actually a cyst on the lower part of her brain, and they're going to be doing, and she's had symptoms since April, but they now actually have a diagnosis, and they're going to be doing surgery on her brain this week on Thursday. And I will give you her first name. Her first name is Hannah. Okay. Pray for Hannah, that God would bring her through this. And we know he will, but that also he'll guide the doctors on this. And, just say a prayer when you do for Hannah. All right. So let's see here. What else we got coming? Man, this chat is moving quickly. Everybody's look, Addison, Alabama. Awesome. DC Reading and Waiting. Awesome. Trying to make sure I don't leave nobody out, because if I do, I'll get an email on it. You left me out. All right, we're good. So like I said today, you just heard some ice is what you heard. Okay, sorry, I get a little thirsty when I talk so much. But I told you today that I was going. A couple weeks ago, I told you I was going to be doing this, and I've kind of been working on it. And I do believe I have a clear plan here now that should be so stinking clear that Stevie Wonder could see it. Okay. It should be so clear. And trust me, I have people that are close to me that will ask me, hey, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? And I don't really tell too much of how I feel versus facts I know. Okay. And that's the one thing too, is you can, hang on a minute. You can understand Texas in the house, Andrew, Texas, Salty Daisy, Tennessee. I have been there. Yep. And so, thank you all for the prayers. And so, I a lot of times this social media stuff, I'm not knocking nobody else, okay? I understand this. I'm not going to knock anybody that has a platform, okay? That whatever they're doing is what they are doing. And what I am doing is what I'm doing. And I'm saying this. I am not going to, if you ask me how I feel, I'm going to give you two answers. One's going to be facts. Second, then it'll be how I feel. And then I'll probably give another one of how you need to react or not react. Because I think analytically, I think of all these different things. When I write a plan for something, I don't write a plan just one way. I write it multiple different ways because in case one goes one way and fails, then you have another way to go. I always do that. And with researching this stuff, you have to do that. Alma, Michigan, good to have you. And moderators, if anybody else comes in after Michigan here, Alma, Michigan, write it down for me, and I'll thank them at a later time. That way I can stay focused here. And so with this, I have been really studying this. I listen to a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people on other platforms, and I've listened to them. I've listened to their version of Q. I've listened to their theories versus facts of Q. Theories versus facts. Everybody say facts. Facts of what's really going down. Okay. The first thing that people say is, I don't see anything happening, or either the news isn't showing anything, so it must not be true. Period. I've said this over and over a couple of times, but I'm going to give you to a different way tonight. The news will not give you facts. The news will give you their swing of things. Okay? They will give you their version of it, or the version that they want you to hear. And that version they want you to hear, it's never factual. And even if it amazes me how some people, now I know some people are new here tonight, and I'm walking gently for a second, how we've been so accustomed to, well, let me turn on the NBC Nightly News, see what's going on. And when you do, it's doom and gloom. It's all world's going to hell in a handbasket. It's horrible. Hell in a handbasket. Crap's hit the fan. There's no hope for tomorrow. There's all this horrendous stuff. And how can we truly function as people if we're always held down? The big agenda now understand, I'm not jumping straight into it yet. I'm walking you up to this. The agenda of deep state. Deep state exists, okay? It has for years. And I'm going to prove it here in just a little bit. We'll prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt to you. But I'm throwing this out here to baptize some of you into doing this. Deep state does exist. It's very, very real. And deep state is not just something in America. You have to understand, deep state is leaders in it worldwide. Okay? An agenda together. And it exists and it controls. And it controls from media, politics, all that. And if they don't like what you say on news, or if you let a little bit of the truth slip out, or a little bit of the facts, let's stay with that, the word facts. Stay with the word facts. If we let the facts out, then they've got to either try to come up with a story on you and destroy your reputation and remove you. If it was not, absolutely, Tucker, if it was not for the Patriots, Tucker Carlson would have been done. He'd have been done. He'd have been off, and that was it. But there's enough Patriots that have been involved and been like, no, we want to hear his voice and make sure that when he got canned, he goes somewhere else and we can still hear his voice. Let's see here. Yes, I've heard of him. I have watched a couple of his stuff, a couple of his things. And I'm going to be honest with you. I try not to watch a lot of what others do. And I'll tell you why. It's not that I don't believe them. It's none of this. It's not that I don't like him. It's just that when I say something, I want it to be from something that I've researched and not heard from another social media person or someone that's had a Rumble or Locals or somewhere else. And I do that on purpose. So therefore, I don't have any kind of opinion of those. The only one I have an opinion of is Brad Barton. And he's been good to me. Been very good to me. And here's the thing. I have nothing against him. He has nothing against me. So we good. You know, he's my brother. So, you know, not literally, guys, but, you know, my brother. So that's the only one pretty much that I really pop in and listen to. Couple others that I do. But I don't stick to that. And like I said, the reason why is because I don't want what they're saying to change my point of view or me change something and then someone else saying, oh, well, you've plagiarized. I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, I see snippets on TikTok and other things, and I see where people are plagiarizing what I'm saying. And if anything, this is to open eyes. I've said it many times. This show is not to massage your back. It's not to kiss your butt. It's not to bring you roses. It's to agitate you a little bit, to make you think, also to make you research. Because no one can prove anything to you unless you see it for yourself. I can show you, and I'm going to talk to you and read you things, but I want you to take notes on this stuff because I want you to research this. And when you research some of this stuff, you're going to realize what we're in and what we have been in. And a lot of people, they just cannot. It's so, we've never had anything like this in the history of America. Never, period. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we've never had a leader that's wanted to truly give the power back to the people. Okay? That's been where it's at. So we're going to get started here. So number one, do y'all remember, of course, I mean, I know someone's going to say it, so I'll head it off. You know, when Trump came down the escalator, it was already rumored they was going to possibly run for president. Everybody joked. What a joke. He's the guy that from The Apprentice. What a joke. This will never happen. Never happen. He comes down. And he says, hey, I'm running for president. Everybody laughs, jokes, makes their jokes. You got the Simpsons, and they did their prediction and all this other junk, and everybody, we can grab straws at everything, and we don't need to. And so they do the prediction. Trump's going to run for president. Then you have all your movie stars that are coming out. They're all laughing. Daytime show. They're having him on there. Different shows. Him saying, yeah, I'm running for president. And they all kind of laugh at it. Oh, okay, whatever. It's going to be funny. All your politicians, it will never happen. It'll never happen. This is a joke. He's full of crap. It's another stunt for him to make more money on a TV show or something. And back in 85, he was on a TV show. And he said, what would you do? If there's anything you could do, what would you do? And he says, well, maybe someday I'll run for president. And do you think you could win? Oh, I know I could win. Because I don't think I like the way this country, the way it's going. I know most of y'all remember this. Go research it. So he does that. And they're saying, well, why would you want to run for president? Well, I don't want to run for president, but I love America so much that I don't like the way it's going right now. And in the way it's going right now, something's got to break. Something's got to change. Something has to happen because we're giving America away to other countries. We're letting them rape America, take our jobs, to everything. And everything he said was absolutely true. But back then, he was just making a statement. But Donald Trump is approached by a group of men and said, hey, listen, we need someone that will do this. That's not a politician, that will truly run and get the American people behind him. And if you can do this, we'll be behind you too. But more things have to happen. The military, all the branches of the government, all these things have corruption in them. And it's got to change. These men are not the deep state. These men, what some would call a government outside the government. And it's not necessarily a government that controls. It's a government of people or large people that want America better again. And he agreed to do this. So he announces, he comes down the escalator, does that. Even Obama, he'll never do it. Never do it. And just on the platform of making America great, bringing jobs back, there was something about him that we believed in. Okay? We believed in, we trusted in what he was saying. We bought into the campaign. Okay? You weren't forced into it. You didn't vote for him because he was going to, your daddy voted for him and his family. No, none of that stuff. He was a perfect player for this position. Okay? And he steps into this. And then when he steps into this, Donald Trump is a businessman. Yeah, he has been married multiple times. Yeah, he was a bachelor, for God's sakes. Everyone doesn't live the perfect life that the news people live. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not a saint like these people think they are. Everybody has skeletons in their closet. Wait till you try to run for political office and see if they don't drag them out or make stuff up. And so the people that once supported him, they wanted his money. Hillary, movie stars, all these people wanted his money. And once he changes to go for, now you have to understand, I don't even know if you even remember when he first came on board, he said he wanted to be the Democratic nominee. And they laughed and said, absolutely not. Do y'all remember that? Go research it. And then he comes back and says, well, the Republican Party did the smartest thing they've ever done in their life. They grabbed him. You want to know why? Because they knew he would win. They knew he'd win. And even though he was building momentum, you got the dossier, you got all these different things coming out, just bombarding. And still, for one time since John F. Kennedy, did the American people believe that their candidate was truly going to win, and they supported him. That's what it was. And for once, the Democratic Party finally saw that America was waking up to their ways. And they got scared. And by getting scared, they start doing all this stuff. And, we went through the whole thing. And now, yes, we are live. And now we're at a presidential thing. We got the election going down. Everybody's excited. And when we thought that Trump was out, all of a sudden the votes start coming in, and they're larger than the amount that they had already preset to steal. Talking about the Democrats, it's the first time. And there was too many votes to cancel it out. And guess what? He won against all odds. And Obama, the one that said he wouldn't win, he would never be president. I'm the only president. Had to get in the helicopter and leave the White House and leave Donald Trump standing down there. We all celebrated. Great. Fantastic. But if you think for a moment it was just about him going into the White House, it was more than that, because there was a plan outside of that. And what I'm going to break down to you now is step by step here. I'm going to try to go as quick as I can, but yet I'm not going to go so quick that I lose you. I saw someone say a moment ago, this has been a movie. You can call it that if you want to. I told our audience today, I'm so tired of them saying, grab the popcorn. I'm so sick of that. What we have been in, and I'm going to say this, and those of you that don't believe, don't disregard what I'm saying yet, because by the end of I'm done here, you're going to be a full believer. Most of your thoughts are, we're in a movie, this has been a joke, we have no way out, blah, 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 blah. And some of you go, hey, I believe in Q, I believe in the Q drops, I believe in all this other stuff. Last week, I tied down the Kim Clement prophecies. Y'all remember that? And if you remember that, you remember also Kim Clement was not only just what we would call a prophet, okay? Kim Clement was part of an agency that did this stuff, like the remote viewing. And some of you Christians are going to be like, oh my gosh, satanic, blah, blah, blah. You need to stop judging and listen. You need to listen. Because he was so accurate that the United States government come to his house, searched his house. I'm just reiterating for those of you that didn't hear this show. They went to his house, ransacked his attic, trying to look for stuff because he was so accurate, thought he was a spy. Then figured out he wasn't, and then had them to come on board with the CIA in this program. Americans, we have, whether you believe it or not, you're going to believe it here in a second, we have been watching a massive, very detailed, very secret, controlled military operation, and it has strategically and critically been planned. And at this point, not a year ago, not a month ago, at this point now, that's why I'm doing this show. At this point now, every bad, not even actor, I hate using that word, every bad source has been successfully caught and trapped. Period. What you have once known as the Washington establishment is done, is gone. When Donald Trump went in there, one of his big things, I'm going to drain the swamp. He would go to all these rallies, and he would say, drain the swamp. And everybody go, drain the swamp. And that's what I'm going to do when I'm going to drain the swamp. Let me tell you something about Donald Trump. He had no idea what the hell he was messing with when he got there. It was beyond what a visionary could imagine. I want you to think about that. Because you think, me and you, the normal people would think, well, he just has to go in there and grab the person and fire him, have him arrested, thrown in jail, and that's it. Oh, no, it's more than that. Let me tell you how I know it's more than that. Because they just tried to kill the dude. They just tried to kill him. Publicly. You know how many times he's been tried to be killed, assassinated silently and not by everybody knowing? It's been crazy. What you don't realize is even Mar-a-Lago, where he was even staying at, his windows had to be swapped out to bulletproof windows because there was literally people trying to assassinate him. A visionary, Donald Trump, saying, I'm going to drain the swamp. And when he gets there and he sees what all is entailed, it takes a visionary by surprise. And knowing what I do know up until this point, it has burned my butt when people that don't know what they're talking about go, well, if it was really true, it would already happen. It really true, it already happened. Not when you have corrupt officials. We have seen this already just within this assassination attempt, guys. You've seen you've seen the Secret Service. Their only job is to protect this dude. And they let a dude walk through there publicly. They visualize him, see his gun, and he does, get this, he does surveillance with a $15 drone. A $15 drone. And he's able to pop off a shot. Don't you think for 2 seconds it was just that the boy was lucky. It was the fact that it was let to be happen. Corruption. You've got the Secret Service lady that can't even know how to handle her weapon. Don't even know how to holster the daggone thing. You've got men with guns, AR-15s and whatever else they got, and don't even know which way to point them. Or pointing them at his windshield. Doing the most. You tell me one time a man would stand in front of President Trump in front of his vehicle and point a weapon at it and not get his butt blown off. It's called corruption. We have been seeing this. Let me tell you something. The Lord Almighty, whether you believe it or not, the Lord Almighty is what protected him. And the Lord Almighty is what has opened up these eyes that you're starting to see. What is going on and what has been going on. Hey, once Trump is in the White House, it's not over. Baby, this fight's just beginning. If you don't think he's going to need more protection in the White House than he does now. They're not going to stop. But when he accepts it, he's going to run for it. He's out doing his thing. Drain the swamp. Put Hillary in jail. Everybody, woo! What a great thing to do. And let me just say this. For some of you say, well, he didn't keep his word. He didn't throw her in jail. I have heard him personally say, I could have thrown her in jail. And I had people around me saying, do it. But you know what? You always have people around you that'll instigate you to make moves. And then when it affects tons of people, those people that were instigating you to make these moves run off and act like it was just your idea and you acted alone. That's the difference between a follower and a leader. A leader knows who has surrounded him. And Trump said, you know what? I would love to do that. But right now, can't do that. Because other things are going on. Sometimes you have to let the person run off with the noose long enough for them to hang themselves. And guess what? Then that blood is not on your hands. And what we have been watching has been a great, massive operation that has been sort of silently moving. But I'm going to tell you this. We're about to break this thing open here. I'm about to lay it out to you. But where it has been quietly and slowly leaking little things, slowly, it's done. It's done. It's going to be, the floodgates are opening now. The Washington establishment, it may look on the news, optics. Go look up that word, optics. It may look like something's going on, but it's not. That establishment is dissolved. Number one, in November of 2016, the presidential election and all that, did you remember when Trump was going around? We're talking 2016. Write that down, guys. Write it down. 2016. 2016. If you have questions, send them to Facebook through Facebook Messenger or email them, because I'm sticking on this tonight, guys. But he would get up, talk about Hillary during the swamp, and what he would read? The poem. About what? Do you know what that is? The snake, remember? Not President Trump, candidate Trump would read a poem about the snake. And everybody go crazy over it. And we're talking 2016. And when he would read that about the snake, he would get and I've heard so much stuff. Oh, he's reading that snake because he's the snake. We have some really, really smart, brilliant people in America. But we really have some dumb people too. It's unbelievable. The snake poem. And by Donald Trump, the candidate. He hadn't even won. Just the candidate. He would win that. The places go crazy. He talking about and everybody that would listen to that poem, the snake, they knew exactly what he was talking about, who he's talking about. But yet at the same time, we didn't really know all that he was talking about. You want to know why? Because we're not privy to that. Oh, but America needs to know. I said it on Brad Bart one time. I said, people can't handle some of the truth. And people got mad. I need to handle I can handle the truth. I can handle the truth. You can't. Some people can handle the truth. They can't handle day-to-day functions because of what the news has done to them. Our military, our veterans have been just crapped on by administration after administration after administration. And Donald Trump tried to push that, saying, hey, we're going to help them out. I honor everybody that's here, that's listening or watching. If you've been in the military, thank you so much for your service. I honor you and the sacrifice that you made and your family's made. I do. And that ain't just me just blowing smoke out. But he would read this poem. Everybody go crazy. You have all this going on. So the 2016 presidential election goes down. Gets him. President Trump, or President-elect Trump. Remember when he goes and he's with Putin? It's on Fox News, guys. It's on Fox News. I'm not sure if Clinton News Network played it or not. But he's on the news. And he says this: I am ready for the reset. Now, not Trump, but Putin. Putin says that. I am ready for the reset. Class, write that down. Putin. I am ready for the reset, and I will work with Trump. November 9th, 2016. Remember when he threw him the soccer ball? It says the ball's in your court. Hold on to that thought. So you got President-elect Trump and Putin on the news. And Putin is saying, here's the thing. The same people that have come to Trump know that he has the ear and the respect of other national leaders, world leaders. And they know that. That's why President Trump was able to walk across in North Korea. There ain't nobody else to try to do that. They can't do that. The Law of War Manual. Write that one down. The Law of War Manual. It is a military occupancy and negotiations and etc. That's what that is. It's a manual for that. Military occupancy and negotiations. Because, and that was December of 2016. That law of war manual was brought forth because there was going to be military occupancy without visual seeing. Okay? That's called ops, military ops. Okay? You're going to have this. Everything that I'm saying is 100%. I'm giving it to you to research, but you're going to be able to pull it out yourself and see it. But the Law of War Manual, military occupancy and negotiations in 2016, December. And with that being pulled out and released, these are small, what I call nuggets. Small nuggets of where we are and where we're going and what the plan is. Now, let me tell you something about the plan. You can say, I'm going to go from A to B, and then I'm going to jump from D to Z and come back up to this and that. And when you start in a plan, there is always a speed bump. There's always hiccups. There's always something that can come up that you have not thought about or any of this. And with that, if they would say, we're going to go arrest XYZ here, and say they went to go arrest them and it didn't happen, everybody's going to be, oh, well, I just can't believe they're just lying to us. They're just leading us along. And that's what happens when you have so many people in your ear giving you so many different versions, not facts, but versions. There's very few people out here right now that can give you facts. Yep, Derek Johnson, absolutely. There's a lot of people want to give you their twist on it and then just not give you, it's hook bait to keep you coming back. And when you, let me tell you something. I've been on different kinds of, execute a warrant. And say, hey, here's the house. We're going to hit it at this time. They're here home. They're always home here. They go through this whole thing. You get ready the next day. You go out early. You get up early. You go out there. And the intel that came back wasn't correct because they had a number off and you go hit the wrong place. Or they didn't tell you that they had 20 dogs in there. Or they didn't tell you that as soon as you go into the living room, when you bust in that door, there's going to be 12 kids laying there asleep. There's all these different things that in one minute second, you have to change around what you're doing. The plan changes, guys. It changes. And for the American people, I don't understand why we're not told. I'll tell you why you're not told, or why you haven't been told, is because it does not matter what plan has been set forth in there to be executed. I can guarantee you every plan, every execution has had to have changes done to it because we are moving at the speed of light. There are so many things that change. 2016, the Military Justice Act. Write that down. The Supreme Court clarifying military laws is separate than civil law. We discussed that last week, remember? When I was giving you the thing and I was talking to you about military people that have been arrested. Not soon to be, not fixing, that have already been arrested. What they've been arrested for? Well, it wasn't playing Monopoly. It's called treason. They weren't arrested because they didn't clean the toilet the night before. At some point, we have to use common sense. And this whole thing will go down in history. And every single plan, every single failure will not be documented for us to read. But the Supreme Court clarifying that military law is separate than civil law. Do you want to know why they had to do that? Why they had to separate that? Because those that were breaking the law and those that were in the crap wanted to be judged under civil law. But when you operate under a military occupation or a military operation, military ops, when you operate underneath that, you can just say, screw civil law. And the Supreme Court nailed that down for them. That's why Gitmo started building bigger. Because ahead of time, they already knew they're going to need the space. Now, I'm the kind of person to be like, why need the space? Take them in, judge them, do what you got to do to treasonous people. Okay? Treasonous people don't get candy bars. Treasonous people don't get a Twinkie. Treasonous people don't get a TV, a tablet, an air conditioning, and 3 meals a day. Treasonous people, they get what they're supposed to get. Give them their trial, do your thing, and do business and make room for someone else. But that's why the Supreme Court ruled on that. They had to clarify that. The heavy emphasis, because military tribunals were going to be happening. And the Supreme Court also ruled on that the heavy emphasis on military tribunal terms. Because if you think you're going to go into a military tribunal and it's going to be like going to court for a parking ticket or something else, you got it wrong, baby. You got it wrong. Way wrong. And the reason why these were laid out before us, this is public stuff. But we still, I just need to know what Q's going to say. I need somebody to interpret that for me. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You don't need that. Then you got, now understand, this went into effect prior to January when Trump is going to be sworn in as president. You tell me there's not a plan already working? Hello? You've already got the Supreme Court. Now understand this. You got the Supreme Court doing this. You got the tribunal stuff that's getting up and going. And then you've got President Trump that stands up. He's sworn in. And as he stands there and is giving his speech, the military Everybody has seen this on every single news agency. The military, all branches, comes down behind the CIC, the commander in charge, Trump. You got military intelligence, you got JAG heads, you got all these different things coming down. You're exactly right, Trey. It's in your face. It's in your face. Oh, but I don't see what's going on. I have no clue. I don't believe it at all. I don't see nothing happening. Are you kidding me? Never once in history has one sworn-in president stood there and had the military come behind him and stand. And not only just come and stand, you need to look at their hats. You need to look at their badges on their hats. You need to look at the bands on their hats. These ain't normal people. These are ops, military ops. These are, you don't mess with them, guys. And I'm telling you why. Because he said this. It is not me that's taking the power, but me giving the power back to the people. Giving the power back to the people. Sometimes I think the people don't want the power. They want to be led by the government. They want the hoop put in their nose and a string wrapped around it and led through the yard. That was at the inauguration in January 2017. And we all saw that. We all saw that take place. The man that they make fun of that first come down, think of this, come down that escalator. Oh, he's a cheater. He's a whoremonger. He's this, he's that. He's paid for a prostitute. He's paid for this. David in the Bible murdered, killed, stealed, took somebody else's wife, all that good stuff. And the Bible says he was a man after God's own heart. I'm not one of those that says, well, Trump is I'm not going to lift him up on some godly pedestal because he's a politician. But I do believe when he got shot, I do believe he had a great awakening. I really do. But you have this that takes place at the inauguration. I am not merely taking the power, but I am taking the power and giving it back to the people. Giving it back to the people. See, here's the thing. They don't like him because he's actually like me. He goes to do a debate with Hillary, and what's he do? He brings in Bill Clinton's women and sits them on the front row. All that. He likes to stir the pot, and it's kind of funny sometimes. You know what I'm saying? After that, you've got all the different things going on. And then you've got Saudi Arabia. Here we come. Y'all, hope you're all writing this down. Saudi Arabia comes in. Saudi Arabia crowns Trump as king in May of 2017. May of 2017. Crowns him king. That's Saudi Arabia. Now, well, how does that affect us? I'll tell you how that affects us. That tells you this, that Saudi Arabia knows not to mess with him and knows that he's not out to get them. Then you have Jerusalem, the capital of Israel, have all that. December 2017. All the stuff that they're doing where they, remember how they put his plaque and Netanyahu puts that placard up or whatever it was, and it's like, got Trump on it, and they're doing the whole, they made the Trump coins, and of course everybody, the religious people that really don't know their head from their butt come out, oh, he's Antichrist. He's going to be Antichrist. They've already started putting his head on coins and all that. We're so quick to jump at facts, or not even facts. We're so quick to jump at stuff and never really understand the facts. It's no different than someone putting a birthday cake together and putting your name on it and saying happy birthday and celebrating you. That doesn't mean they're celebrating you. They're not putting you up on a pedestal to make you the ruler and king of all. Come on, guys. Here we go. So now Trump's in. Executive order, write this down. Executive order 13818. 13818. That executive order that Trump, it declares a national emergency to deal with human rights abuse. That means, and you're saying, well, what does this have to do? Let me tell you what this has to do. What he's doing, he is putting in order the things that need to be put in order for America. Because we want to say, oh, a national disaster is a tornado or bad storms or flooding. Let me tell you what a national disaster is. And a national disaster is when these innocent girls are being raped by these stupid migrant people that are over here that walk free. Another thing is, since I'm on this, I'm going to roll with it. Another thing is when I have people reach out to me and say, hey, can you research this and look into this? Because this person's been missing for so long, and we believe they've been sex trafficked. That's why this was put into effect. But we look at it and go, well, what? That stuff is stupid. I don't know why he would do that. And not only that, it falls over into other things, which we're going to grab hold of here in a second. But we need these executive orders, and we're getting somewhere. Just hang on tight to your underwear. We're getting there. Then you've got July 14th, 2018. Okay? I know y'all have seen this. Yeah, if you didn't, go look at it. You've got the Queen. You got the Queen there. Trump's over there. And Trump, the news, I can't believe he'd have that much disrespect for her. I tell you what, they're lucky that's all he did. But he walks straight up in front of her, which is just absolutely ballsy. Walks right in front of her like nothing. You want to know why? He was letting her know who's real boss. We don't bow to you all. And sort of like now, England, they're doing that whole thing where they're saying, if anybody is saying anything on social media and they don't like it and it goes against it, they can have you arrested and brought to their country. And like I said, I will kick their English accent so far up their throat, it's not going to be funny. I have freedom of speech. You have freedom of speech. We don't operate under the laws of England or any of that stuff. We fought for all that. We're done over that. But Trump walks in front of her like it's nothing. You want to know why? Because it is nothing. Thank you so much for putting that executive order up. He pushed him up. There's several different videos. It ain't just one time. It's not disrespect. He disrespected the Queen. No, he didn't. Disrespect is, I can give you a big different thing on that one. And then, like I said earlier, then you've got Putin. And he has that soccer ball. Y'all remember that? He's got the soccer ball. And he throws it over to Trump. And he says, the ball is now in your court. And understand, we didn't participate in the 2022 World Cup, but it had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with this. Whatever you want to do, we're on board with you. We're on board with you. And the ball's in your court. And if you say kick it, we're going to kick it as hard as we can. We're there for you. And here, this is the propaganda that we've been raised on. Russia is ready to nuke us in a heartbeat. Let me tell you a little secret. If it wasn't for Russia, we wouldn't know half the crap we know now. Because they knew what was going on in this last 3.5 years. And not only did they know, documented it. And when they say we have it all, we have it all. They ain't just saying they have it all and everybody that's going to go to Gitmo. But the mainstream media that has been pushing the narrative of a deep state has said, oh, this country's bad. This country's bad. This country's bad. I'm not saying they're angels, but neither are we, for God's sakes. Neither are we. But he says, hey, the ball's in your court. And then guess what happens? Executive Order 13848. Go research that one. 13848 in September of 2018. And what happens next is absolutely amazing. Trump, commander-in-chief, he makes amazing another. First he's with Putin. Now he does another amazing thing that nobody else has ever done. He walks into North Korea. That was on June 2019. Walks into North Korea like it ain't no big deal. Like it ain't no big deal. You want to know why? Because it ain't no big deal. They know who's boss. Then you got Executive Order 13885. 138385. 13885. August 2019. That is the National Quantum Initiative Executive Order. 13885. The National Quantum. Everybody's like, quantum this, quantum that. Well, is this going to happen? Is the EBS going to go off and then everything's going to be switched over to the quantum system and blah, 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 blah. I've said it numerous of times, and you need to hear me loud and clear. You will not know when the EBS is going to go off if we get to that point. Stop listening to people that never have facts, always have opinions, and always predict something that never comes true. Period. Now, all this is happening under Trump's hand. And then Trump comes out and blows everybody away. He's doing his press conference, blah, 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 blah. It's in December. And he says, I think it'd be great if he had Space Force. Everybody's like, oh, Space Force? Oh, my gosh. Is he talking like Star Trek? What's he talking about? You know, because we have been trained not to believe that we don't believe when we see the truth. We question it. Oh, that can't be true. That can't be true. But we see something negative on TV. Oh, my gosh, we believe it just like that. And then, December 2019, Space Force, he establishes it as a military branch. As a military branch. Now, I want to tell you something. Outside of water, gas, electric, utilities, economy, all these other things that's going on, you're seeing two different things happen here. He's dealing with your local governments, okay? And then at the same time, these executive orders are being put in. They're being put in for a specific reason now, okay? A specific reason. And so you got that going on. Then all of a sudden, we've got this corona, SARS virus. It's first mentioned to the public as a possible threat from China. And Trump was calling it the China virus. Remember that? February 2020? Then we have March 13th and the 27th, we have national emergencies declared. The executive order. One more executive order. Here we go. 13912. Write it down. 13912. Federalizing 1 million National Guard to active duty status on March 27th, 2020. Why would we do that? Why would he do that? Why would he put them in like that? And one of the quotes that Trump has said, he said that, you know, in a combined way, this is kind of like a worse attack than Pearl Harbor and 9/11 combined, because it was a big thing. Yes, it was real. Yes, people died. Yes, people suffered. It was brutal. But you also had people that were told to Trump, these are good people. And they were bags of poop. That's what they were. On a side note, that's what kind of worries me about J.D. Vance. And I said I won't get off this stuff, but I have to. I like what I see, but my gut still has a thing about that. And that's how I felt about Fauci when he was coming out with this stupid smirk telling America how you had to get this, you had to get that, you had to do this, you had to do that. Well, Trump got the vaccination. No, he got something completely different. And I'm not getting into that right yet. But this was a horrible thing. Then, January 2021, the National Guard that has been activated, the troops place a fence around the Capitol. It's 47 U.S. Code 606. U.S. Code 606. That's January 2021. National Guard troops around the fence at the Capitol. We've got all this political stuff going on. Meanwhile, we got COVID going on. Now understand, he's already activated these, put into effect these executive orders, and he's activated National Guard on this. Okay? Just hang with me, guys. Hang with me. On January 20th, and you got Joe Biden that breaks the 20th Amendment, amongst other violations. And we talked earlier today about that. There are certain times that when the inauguration happens that it has to happen at a certain time. Obama didn't do it. Neither did Biden. And I'm going to tell you why. Because both of them are fraudulent presidents. One of them had a crappy birth certificate, and he's a fake and a phony. And so is Biden. We already know that. And it has been said, and I'm going to say it again, when you finally find out the truth, you're going to be so mad and so livid. 12 noon, you got it right. You're going to be so mad and so livid as to what has happened by your politicians that you have voted in, how they have known this stuff, but they're too scared to speak out. We say, well, our government has told us this. You want to know who needs to know that? Your representatives, your congressmen, your senator, all these people. They're not dumb. Meanwhile, Biden is doing that. Trump receives a full grade constitutional. You ready? Constitutional by law and military grade inauguration ceremony. You want to know why he did that? Why they did that? Because he is still the commander in chief. And Biden has been going his way, like doing whatever he wanted. He and that whole party has been a fraud in the White House. And what they thought they was getting away with was just a military trap. That prior to this happening, all these executive orders and all these moves that Trump was making, not just by himself, but all these moves that was making was not to screw the American people, but it was to fulfill the swamp drainage. January 21 to the present day, right now. Any day in D.C., they're constantly flying around Several times it's been on the news. You'd seen it. They would be like, hey, there's a military exercise going on. There's all these Black Hawks. Remember that? Everybody's freaking out. Oh my gosh, there's Black Hawks everywhere. Black Hawks everywhere. These Black Hawks that were everywhere. Yeah, some of them were military drills, but the ones after midnight were not. They were not. And this here should be a deal breaker for you to let you know that what I've been telling you is absolutely truth. And we're not even halfway done. September 2021, we got Biden, okay? Good old Biden. That hates Trump supposedly, that is anti-Trump. He's destroyed our country. He's destroyed the economy, all this other stuff. Biden supposedly steps in and extends Executive Order 13848. That's the first time. For those of you that disbelieve, why would Biden extend an executive order that Trump put in? Look at the executive order. Look at it. Why would Biden do that? Because Biden's not in charge. He's not in charge. He is a puppet. You all have said it yourself. That don't even look like Biden. And then you have everybody come out. Well, is Biden blue-eyed? Is he green-eyed? Is he brown-eyed? Is he just full of crap-eyed? I don't know. What is he? I don't know. We see many different versions of him. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, guys. He doesn't have a bad hair day one day and be bald and next have a head of hair. Or one day have his ears looking like a puppet way out there like he's Dumbo. And then the next day, come on. Come on. So many things have been done in plain sight that you, as just common sense Americans, should go, this ain't right. And I kind of think what's going on here. And then when you finally, absolutely, which means Trump extended 13848. Biden didn't do it. Do you understand that? Supposedly, why would Biden extend anything that his enemy, that he's destroyed the country? Why would he extend anything that's great, that's going to help America in the future or currently with military? He wouldn't. He wouldn't even do it. He would not do it. Neither would Kamala Crappa. Neither would she if she was in charge. But they weren't in charge. Why do you think we're walking around now with a no president nation right now? Because power has been given back to the people and we have a commander in chief. That's why when you see Trump at these military things, he's not wearing just a 45 or a 45, 46, 47 shirt. No, ma'am, no, sir. He's wearing a jacket with the presidential seal, and the other side has his name, and it says Commander in Chief. It's in front of us. But why would Biden do this? Okay? I'm telling you why Biden supposedly did this. Because it was Trump that extended it. Because Biden has no power to shut that thing down. You understand that? He had no right. If Biden truly was in charge, he could have said, you know what? I'm not extending nothing that Trump's put in here, and neither will I do it in the future. I'm going to make sure that I undo all these executive orders. And he hasn't done it because he cannot do it. He's never been allowed to do it because he don't have the power to do it. Boom. You got it right. Boom. You know what that means? That means Q's right. That means every conspiracy theorist is right. That means those that have mocked you and your family and said you're crazy, you know nothing, you're a lunatic, they're the crazy ones because it's been right in their face, but they choose to walk around blind and deaf and not understand what's going on. But they sure as hell want to bitch about our country. God, can't wait till it changes. Let me tell you something. If everyone in America realized that we don't have, that's why these other countries have said, oh, well, wow, who's in charge? Who's in charge? They're the ones that's instigating us, trying to get the answer out. Other countries are doing this, but we as Americans are going, well, I just don't know. I don't have a clue. I think I'm going to still vote Democrat because my grandma did. Wake the heck up. Wake up. Wake up. Biden never destroyed any of these executive orders because he never had the power to do it. He was a fictitious person in a office. Let me tell you what they did. Everything they did, dragging Nancy, all these people involved in these laws. We're talking anyone in the Supreme Court. We're talking any lawyers, anybody that was in the mix of this Biden administration. Let me tell you something. The trap was set. They all have committed treason. There's not enough grave sites at Gitmo to put them in. It's not there. Every one of them are treasonous. And let me tell you something. Every one of them are going to burn in hell. Well, you're judging them. You daggone right I am. Because I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of it. And we as America, that's why they're fighting so hard right now in this election. And I wasn't going to get on the election, but here I go. They don't fighting on this wood chipper, you better believe it. Let the mob take care of them. But they're fighting on this election so hard against Trump and against the American people and against us. You want to know why? Because they know that their butt is in a vice, and if they don't do something, they are dead. There is no deals for treason. Understand that. Let's work a deal. There is no deal. You've got 2 terrorists or 3 terrorists that have been trying to make a deal at Gitmo, and the general comes in and says, hell no. You come in here and you did this 9/11 crap, you're going to die. Let me tell you what's happening to our country right now. Let me tell you what's happening in our country. We're taking it back. And it looks like we've lost it all. They're making fun of Trump. They're making fun of, I'm worried about the election being stolen. Let me tell you something. This is probably going to be the most safest election we've ever had in the history of the United States. You want to know why? Because these executive orders have already been activated. We have people in place, and they're not going to screw. I'm trying to not cuss really bad because I get really wound up. But I'm telling you what, it's going to be okay. It doesn't matter what mainstream media says. Stop listening to those demonic devils. Stop looking at facts, not opinions. Facts. The facts say this. Joe Biden extends Executive Order 13848 in September of 21. Biden cannot do that. He's not president. That's because Trump did it. If Biden was in charge, he would have never have done that. And it's been extended twice underneath that administration, supposedly. If anything, Donald Trump needs a freaking Oscar because he's kept a straight face. He's been put through hell. Put through hell. For what? For you and me to not have opinions, but to follow the facts. And when you follow the facts, you know this. You should not walk away tonight. I don't care about the Trump arrest. That ain't gonna stick. That ain't gonna stick at all. That is all just them. Like I just said, people, they're pulling at any straw they can get right now. Because if they can keep him from going to the election, let me tell you something. That sucker Donald Trump would already be in jail if he was a normal person. Understand that. Understand that. That's why they went before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court come out and said, hey, he's protected under these acts. You want to know why? Because he's still the CIC. You cannot arrest him right now. You cannot throw him in jail. You may have an attorney that's fighting and fighting and fighting. But let me tell you something. That attorney is about to lose it for treason. Period. I cannot go in there and extend an executive order of another president. You want to know why? Because I'm not president. Donald Trump would be in prison right now if he was allowed to be arrested. Don't you think for 2 seconds that they wouldn't try to do it? They have tried every which way to get him in every aspect of his life. I'm telling you, the guy's got balls of steel. I'm sorry. And whether you like it or not, that's the kind of people that I want to associate with. People that are fighters, people that are believers, people that are visionaries and carry it through. People that say, you know what? I'm going to go through this fight. I'm going to go through this fire, whether anybody likes it. I'm going to go through this because I believe in the American dream. And if you truly believe in the American dream and the American way, then guess what? It's not going to be handed to you. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to work for it. And the cheating in an election. And they've done that and they have been caught. That's why I've reported week after week, guys. I've reported it. Georgia, Texas, all the different places that these arrests are happening. But you'll come back at me and go, but I don't see it on the mainstream media. Holy snot. Because you're not going to see what's truly happening. But there will be a day, mark DC's word, there will be a day that the news, every single news, will have to report the truth, or they will be shut down. President Trump, if you get word of this broadcast, let me tell you something. I'll take NBC. We'll call it the DC network. Yeah, that's what we'll call it, because those people are going to get shut down if they're not careful. If they refuse, let me tell you what, y'all think that this election, and once this thing is done, we're going to be happy roses and down. Let me tell you what, the fight really gets in then, because they're not going to stop. Sorry. But Biden can't extend an executive order. If he did, why would he? Because Trump's not his guy. That's because your CIC Trump did. Anyway, quantum.gov is launched September 21. Well, why would that happen under Biden's watch? Why would that happen? That was something that Trump put in through an executive order. I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening clear here. Why would that come forth? Because it was already set in place. But if Biden truly was in charge, he could have said, you know what? We're not going to do this quantum.gov. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. Then, here comes the big one. If Biden was in charge, this would have never happened. But he's not in charge, guys. He never was. You've heard it several times, when America finds out what's happening, they're going to be so pissed off. These people that's done to them are not going to be able to walk down the street. If you knew what Joe Biden has really done, I'm telling you what he's done, but if you really believed it, it would be, let me say this. If we acted like the Democrats, every city would be on fire. August 22nd, the Army and branches transfer all communications. I want you to listen. Transfer all communications to Space Force under one command. Biden never mentioned the Space Force, not once, ever. He's never messed with it. If Biden was in charge, he could have stopped that. Do you understand me? Everything that comes out with Space Force, Biden's name is not even attached to it. You want to know why? Because we know it all. This 3.5 years that we've had to deal with all this, it has had everybody up and down, up and down, up and down. And the worst part of this is not knowing what's going on. But let me tell you something. If we all knew what all has been going on in this 3.5 years, they would have got away with it. Because some people be like, oh, but I really like that guy. He's been really good for our state and blah, 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 blah. Don't have mercy on that person. Where mercy is given, mercy is shown. And when you play cards with military, I'm not talking about little Joey that has his gun. I'm talking Jag. I'm talking some big deals here. We're not talking civil law. Remember we talked about that earlier? We're talking military law, because everything these people have been doing has been done under military law, not civil. Trump gives a speech in November 15th, 2022, and he gives all kinds of optics and comms in his speech. Everybody's going crazy on Facebook, TikTok, and all these decoders, and one person saying that he's going to be in office next week. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. I got news for you. He has been in charge. He has been in charge. And wait a minute, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to continue to prove it to you. More articles and articles come out and establishing Space Force Command Center with zero support and zero mention of Biden. You want to know why? Because he wasn't a part of it. And he didn't have the power to stop it. That's why these executive orders have been renewed and carried on, and things have continued to take place. Things that Trump set into place. Because sometimes I've had people say, why in the world is Biden supporting these things that Trump put in? Because you're exactly right. Your news is fake. When Trump tells you it's fake news, you need to listen to the dude. He's not just telling you that because they don't report him. He's telling you that because they lie to you every day. But he gives these things. And in those few, timelines, timestamps, whatever you want to call it, they do nothing. They do nothing. The border crisis is real. And I'll get to that at a different point. That's a totally different thing there. But they do nothing to prove that a military operation and occupancy, along with many more laws, codes, and orders, statutes, acts, and optics, and comms, when he's talking about this stuff, it's unbelievable. Now remember, prior to all this, listen to me, prior to all this, Trump activates these guys, activates these National Guard guys. Remember all that? He activates them. Today, I showed a video of in New York, a hotel. And what was in the hotel? Military, National Guard. Why are they there? Because they're dealing with this border stuff that's really real. What's happening with the border is we're getting a bunch of stinking terrorists in here and a bunch of people that are rapists and murderers and just criminals. And even when we try to put them out, which ICE isn't doing, just so you know. But when we try to put them out, their countries don't want them back. That's a whole nother thing. That is something that has not been ran by Trump. That is something that has been ran by the Democratic Party just to stir the poop pot, because you're about to see the poop hit the fan in this election thing. I'm just telling you. That's if we don't get our hands in there first and take care of something. Because when you cut the head of the snake off, the body don't want to fight you. The body becomes lifeless. National Guard has been out on their status and operating as active duty status every day since they were federalized by Trump. You have to understand that there's so much documentation in this with the executive orders, everything Trump is saying. This is the first time in America that we have actually, that we've honestly had a president that they're saying is not our president, give us clues and snippets. Let me tell you something. The dude, when he does something with a timestamp, it's on purpose. Now, trust me, every footstep he takes is not a calm. Okay, everything. If he farts, that doesn't mean disaster's coming. Oh my gosh, oh Lord, oh that means that we're about to go to World War VI. No, everything ain't like that. But you have to understand some things are. He's the only president that's ever done that continued to tell the American people what's going on without them being told on the news. You're exactly right. We have multi-level military operations. Period. There's all kinds of documentation and proof to even show that not only the National Guard, but also thousands of other World Alliance aircrafts out of the United States, and these ones out of the United States and other countries, National Guard bases. We have an alliance with a lot of people, except for a few. But if you notice a couple of weeks ago, Trump said this. He said, let me tell you something. Y'all, when he was at the RNC, he said this. You other countries, if you touch any of our people, you've had it. We're going to deal with you. Don't touch them. Hasn't happened. We have wondered, why won't Biden say this? Why won't Biden say that? Why? Biden has been a puppet. And that puppet, if you know anything about a puppet is fake. And it has somebody's hand up its rear end that makes it talk and do its thing. I'm not going to get into who's dead and alive. This ain't the show for that. But it's pretty daggone obvious, guys. Yeah, there has been foreign planes in the United States airspace. The United States Coast Guards, with the United States Navy, Homeland Security Department, the Navy, all these things, all these different ones. It's all been worked together. It's all been worked together. Let me tell you something. There may have been a specific plan. That plan has went off track. Man, I'm going a long time. I'm so sorry, guys. This plan has went off track a little bit, and it has to when you're dealing with the human element, because people don't want to be caught. But I'm going to tell you this. These were corrupt, evil people that have vowed to destroy the American people, and we, the good guys, have vowed to destroy their system from within. And it's happening. We're almost done. So why hasn't Trump closed the border? We discussed that partly the other day. We'll get on that again. It's not what you're thinking. We're trying to destroy them from within. And we're going to, and we are. They've been used to doing things with money, dirty money, blood money. Now, if they don't like what you say, you suicide yourself, that kind of stuff. It's going to end. It is going to end. And the most spiritual person that you know, if you know anybody, the most godly person that you know, at some point is going to see all this stuff and go, you know what? I'm not one that wants to speak death upon anyone, but they need to answer for this. I got to take a station break, and give me a second here and I'll be right back. And we'll finish up.
You are listening to the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network.
Hey, everybody, it's DC, and today I want to talk to you about Birch Gold Group. And we recently had some monumental news that no one else is actually talking about. And for the first time ever, the interest the U.S. pays on its debt surpassed every individual budget item except Social Security. And that's right. The U.S. Now spends more on interest than on national defense or even Medicare. And it's only getting worse as big government continues to spend recklessly. And that's why savvy Americans are turning to gold, and something not tied to the inflated dollar is what it is. And you too can help, can do this with the help of Birch Gold Group. And for over 20 years, Birch Gold Group has helped tens of thousands of Americans protect their retirement and savings by converting on IRA or the 401k into an IRA in gold. To learn more, go to birchgold.com/rumble, birchgold.com/rumble, and get a free, no obligation information kit on diversifying your retirement into a gold IRA. Birch Gold has earned a A+ rating with the BBB and thousands of happy customers. Protect your IRA or your 401k. If you want to do that, go to birchgold/rumble and get your free information kit on gold today. All right, we're back here. I could play commercials, but I just want to get this thing going. I should ask you all, hey, make sure you bring your popcorn tonight. All right. So we got so many things that are going on. But with the executive orders that have been placed in, that and all these things, there's no way that anyone can say Trump is not the commander in chief. There's no way. He is. There are so many more questions that need to be answered, but can't be answered right now. Not that the answer is not known, but just that certain things have to take place. They did this for money, power. Everything has been done in ops, behind the scenes, different things going on. But at the same time, Trump has been making moves. Okay. We just proved it with the executive orders. The next step is this. Here we go. The next step is this. Everybody has been saying, I want proof, I want proof, I want proof. Let me just say this real quick. At the beginning of the election fraud that happened, at the beginning of that, we had all these people coming up, had the Q thing, had all this stuff. It was saying, it's going to be exposed, it's going to be put on TV, we're going to see tribunals, blah, 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 all that. Yes, absolutely. The president and the commander in chief. You have the president of the United States and you have the commander in chief. Not one time has Biden been labeled as a commander in chief. He's been labeled as the president of the United States of America. The United States of America that has been dissolved. Go research it. It's been dissolved. I have said personally, when Trump goes back in, I wouldn't go in the White House. I'd sanitize the place. I'd fill every tunnel full of concrete, and I would make it a memorial to the people that have lost their lives and all that junk. Or, but better yet, you could have it tore down and make a great big old cemetery for all these treasonous people. That way, when people want to do this stuff in our country, they can go and see where they would end up if they start this treason crap. 20% will be revealed. No, 100% is going to be revealed. Yes, the corporation is dissolved. That's just public knowledge, guys. That's not even some conspiracy theorists. But let me tell you something. You're not going to see. I'm going to tell you the truth here. Yeah, we're in devolution. You're not going to see someone post a date on TikTok or anything else. When they do that, it causes panic. It causes people to go, oh my gosh. How many times have people run to the store, filled their cars up with gas, had their house full of food, had tons of ammunition, ready for people to fly out of the sky on a paratrooper going to come down and try to, I mean, seriously. Think of how many people have panicked. How about the elderly people people have panicked them and they know they can't do anything and go to bed sleeping, not knowing if they're going to wake up or not. I mean, come on, we got to stop this. You have to start using common sense into what is real and what is fake. What you've heard tonight is absolutely facts. There's a difference between facts and opinions. Stop letting people put opinions and you think it's facts. But what is happening and what's going to happen is we are about at the place where everything military that has been done is going to become public. Now, I'm not saying it's happened next week. Not doing none of that stuff. Not giving you dates. Don't ask. Not doing that. This is when Q was saying, even President Trump said this. But when the American people find out what has been done to them and what has been taking place, they're going to be so mad. That's why it's going to be all brought to public. It's going to be. If. Let me tell you something. There is no straight plan of, hey, when we come out, we're going to make sure we take care of every news agency. We're going to make sure we broadcast this. There's a reason why Space Force is not just cybersecurity. There's a lot of things it does. And we have to just keep our mind and on the right thing, but then also we have to research. And it's there for us. It's in plain sight. You know the old saying, someone does something to you, shame on you. If they do it to you twice, shame on me. If you choose to live in a cave, it's your business. And you choose to not believe what's really happening. And the reason why you don't believe is this reason. Because we have been brainwashed in America. through our mainstream media to always doubt what's told to us. That's why in the Bible it says, only believe. It says signs and wonders shall follow those that what? Believe. Not even those that are saved, just those that believe. If you believe that the good things are going to happen, if you believe that God is really in control, guess what? It's going to happen. And it doesn't matter how many fake people we've had around us, and we've had a lot. We've had a lot. I have researched so much and had so much information in the past several years. I mean, I'm telling you what, I'm like, my neck hurts, my back hurts sometimes. I mean, it's crazy the amount of stress that you can put yourself under with information that you have to deal with. I mean, trust me, it's not a picnic. The worst thing is to really know something is going to happen, and you can't say nothing about it. Can't say nothing about it. But what is happening behind the scenes is about to be visually seen for all. I don't care if you don't believe. I'm not here to make you believe. I'm here to make you think. And I say it every day, and I'm going to say it tonight. If we consider ourselves an American, and we're Americans, it's daggone time to start acting like an American. Okay? Start acting like it. Start acting like it. You want to be a boy? You want to grow up to be a man? Start acting like it, daggone it. You want to be a girl? You're a girl? You want to be a woman? Start acting like it. Don't act like a brute. Come on. Get real with it. Timelines are now adding up. That's why tonight was to show you all the different things that have taken place. Here we thought Trump was just coming. It started with him coming down the escalator to now. Think of this. To now. Escalator to now. A commander-in-chief and a supposedly president that's sitting on the beach slumped over. That's already been dead. Let me tell you what's about to happen. Okay? It's more than just Trump getting in the White House. I have said on this program again, whenever I retire, one of my jobs is I want to continue to do the radio thing, and I want to continue to do this because I still have intel. But my main thing, I want to put a team together and go find these trafficked kids and find the people that stolen them, put them into sex slavery, and beat the living crap out of them. I'm not lying either. I'm not pushing violence on here, but I'm telling you straight up, it makes me sick to see all the sex trafficking going on, all the stuff, all these kids that have been brought over from this border. Somebody asked me, well, why is the border open? Did Trump do that? No, Trump didn't do that. I'm going to tell you why. You said it right there, 300,000 kids missing. That has happened underneath the Kamala Harris deal. You want me to tell you why? They've opened up those borders. They brought those kids over, and those kids have been sex trafficked. That's what's happened. See, but we as America, I just can't believe it because that's just too crazy. You better stink and believe it, because the same ones that you won't believe will be the ones when you're older that put you in a nursing home and eventually euthanize you. You better wake up. You better wake up, America. And if you're going to call yourself an American, you better stink and act like one. You better get up, put your pants on, your dress, whatever you got on. You better put it on. You better be proud to be American. And you better act like it. Because we cannot stand any longer for this nonsense to keep going on. Can't stand. You cannot do it. We can't let people do it. We can't embrace people that are doing things wrong like that. You can't do it. If I found one person that had been sex trafficked and I knew the person that did it, I can tell you what, I'd work them over so hard and I'd put them on this show. Now, I'm not kidding you either. Everybody that knows me knows I don't play around. I don't play around. And I'm tired of it. Tired of it. We have to stop enabling bad behavior in America. And if you're an American, you better start acting like it. That's why I put up I don't put up with anybody burning the flag, pissing on it, pooping on it, stepping on it. If you do that in front of me, you're going to have a broken nose. I'm not kidding you, because I love the flag that much. I love what it represents. I don't love the trash that's been going on. But you know what? That's why I'm on this side of the fence, because I fight against that crap. And my job has been to bring you what's happening and to bring it out to you so you know that, you know what? We are up against a fight like you have no idea. But we're winning this thing. You want to know why we're winning? Because America has got an enema of truth, and it's starting to wake up. It's starting to understand, hey, we've been screwed for years by the Democratic Party. And trust me, I got my video ready. I was going to show it today, and I didn't. And I'm going to offend a ton of people with it. But it's a video that came out in the 50s and the 60s from the Democratic Party of how to sell stuff to the black people in America. It's disgusting to watch. It's disgusting. And we still want to stand with these parties that have screwed us over and over and over and over and over. We've known about adrenochrome. We've known about all this stuff. But it's so far-fetched. We can't believe that. You better stinking believe it. Because it may just be your grandson or your granddaughter that gets stolen and gets turned into someone's adrenochrome. What you're saying is crazy. No, what I'm saying is to piss you off against this stuff and make you think that you need to do something in America to make it better. You stop standing up for wrong things. Stop backing pastors that won't speak up against sex trafficking, that won't speak up against this nonsense in politics. Because it's bad for offering, bad for business. It's pure evil. It's disgusting. And I have no patience for it. And you don't want to know why? Because I'm a red-blooded American. And I'm going to fight for my freedoms along with yours. Everything I've said tonight has been actual facts, not opinions. I hope tonight that you sit down and research the notes that you were supposed to take and realize that we really are in a fight, and we're going to win. We're already winning, guys. Yeah, here's the thing. There is no perfect candidate. We all know that. There's no perfect candidate. I've said it a ton of times. If there's a better candidate than Trump, then we would have done it. But it's more than a candidate at this point. This man has been inside a military ops thing. I don't know any other politician that could do this. And everything is factual that I've presented to you. It is not opinionated. Everything I've given you, executive orders, everything, go research it for yourself. Gitmo's open for business. You're daggone right it's open for business. It never closed down. Matter of fact, it has been building, it got built on to. But there is such a spirit in America of entitlement and superiority and hatred and evilness that it's come out from under the covers in America. And as a result, all hell's broken loose. And because we want to speak out, we look like, well, we're the nincompoops. This is no longer about Republican and Democrat. This is about being an American. And if you're going to be an American, you can't have our kids. You can't come in and steal. You can't come in and rape. You can't come in and break in. You can't come in this country illegally and get benefits. Period. If you're going to come to this country, do it the right way. We have a United States Constitution for the United States of America, for Americans. This is not a world constitution. When you come from another country, if you come in here illegally, the U.S. Constitution is not for you, my friend. Well, you're not even my friend, but it's not for you. But we have this party that said, oh, it's for everyone. We're open to all. No, we're not. No, we're not. That's why I said, y'all want to really make something go? Y'all send me the money and I'll buy the tents and we'll get all these illegals and we'll take them out there and put them on Kamala Harris's yard and give them tents and portable toilets and everything else. We'll just give them a bucket, tell them to crap in it and pour it on her lawn. We'll do it. You want to know why? Because I'm a red-blooded American and I'm sick of us taking it on the cheek. We have been in this huge thing in America, and we've had to go through 3.5 years of hell. But I'd rather go through 3.5 years of hell and dealing with this stuff than the rest of our life. Because I'm telling you, folks, I'm telling you, it's about to end. I'm telling you, it's about to end. But before it ends, all hell's going to break loose. It's going to. There's a reason why they got all these stupid people here. But I'm telling you what, there's enough patriots, and I've said it before, they blamed the patriots for J6. And if true patriots was really doing something, J6 would look like a circus. Don't underestimate patriots. Don't underestimate us. Don't do it. Because we will clean your clock quicker than anything. You give me a redneck over a politician any day. We got to buckle up, America. Buckle up. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's more than quantum financial. It's more than all this other stuff. I've given you all facts. If you walk away tonight and you go, I still don't believe, then you know what? You really better look into yourself. And like I said, I'm not here to convince you. I was here to give you the facts to show you. Not to convince you, but to show you that we're on the right track. And we have been in a crap hole mess. But we win, guys. This thing is just, there is no, we're still going to be fighting years and years and years. When I'm telling you, we're in the last stages, baby, we're in the last stages. When I am getting personally getting information of who's in Gitmo and who's, we're in the last deals here. People say, well, is it going to be on TV? Is it going to be? I want to see it. Well, who knows? Who cares? I want America back. And we're going to stand up and we're going to take America back. And if you don't want America back, I'm going to tell you straight up, go to another country. And those of you that's in America, that's from another country that hates America, get the hell out. Go home. I'll help you get there. I'll buy you a ticket home, one-way ticket. America, wake up, wake up. We're no longer open for all. We have to worry about ourselves right now. Because by us being sidetracked with every other country's problem, sending billions and trillions of dollars to other countries, we have kids that's being trafficked in our own country, people that are poor, people that can't have jobs, businesses don't want to be here. They don't have all these restrictions put on them. I want the money back in America. Okay? I want it back here. And the reason why they're fighting so hard against Trump is because if they can get him now, then they can stop what he's already put into place prior to Biden. And the reason why Biden can't remove it, don't you think for a second Nancy Pelosi be all over that like white on rice? You need to get that removed. You don't need that executive order. They don't have the power to do that. But if they would win this election, then they would. That's why they're fighting so hard. Understand this. We win. We're going to continue to win. We're going to do this. That's why this fight that I do every day, I make a sacrifice every day to be on here at 1 o'clock every day from 1 to 2:30. And on Friday nights, I make that sacrifice. And it is a sacrifice, but I do it. Not for anything. I do it because I want the American people to know what's going on and to wake up and be aware. And we got to. We got to. What happens after the election? We fight harder than ever. We grow. We build. We continue to go on. And we still fight against these nincompoops. But you know what? Let me tell you a little secret. Some of you get bent out of shape when Trump said, after this election, there won't be another election. Oh my God, he's an antichrist. Common sense, guys. Common sense. He's not meaning there's not going to be another election. He's meaning we're not going to put up with this crap for another election. It's going to be fair and done right. You have been on a side seat of a military operation. And you knew it. You knew it. You have known it. Do I think there's going to be an election? Well, here's my answer to that, same as it was the other day. There's going to be an election. If by chance there's not an election, it's going to be because of the Brunson brothers case. That's it. Do I think they're going to try to fight us a little bit? Yeah. Do I think they're going to send some of these migrants out and these people that they brought over that are been in the military in their other countries and are all this goofy stuff? Yeah, I do. But I believe this. You come to try to take my vote, you better pry it from my cold, dead hand. Ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna put up with it. And I think America has turned the tide. It's turned the tide where we've totally taken this whole turn the other cheek thing to where we've taken a beating and we're done with it. We're done with it. We're sick of it. We're done with it. Sick and tired of taking it on the cheek. Sick and tired of... No. Let me tell you a little story before we end here. My dad, and I'll tell a story one time about him later on about how he was murdered. Brutally. My dad told me a story one time. He said, you've always been different. I said, how's that, Dad? This several years ago. How's that, Dad? He goes, well, as a kid, you didn't put up with his mouth. And I didn't put up with that stuff. I didn't put up with bullies at school either. I was one of those kids, if I saw a bully, I took care of him. I didn't like that stuff. But he said, your brother comes home. My brother was older than me. He's crying. Yeah, so-and-so stole my bicycle. He says, you go down there and you get that bicycle now. My brother takes off, goes down to get the bicycle. Comes back a few minutes later, crying. I didn't get the bicycle. Why didn't you get the bicycle? Because he hit me in the face. And what'd you do? Well, I done what I've been told. I turned the other cheek. So he took 2 hits in the face. He didn't have to tell me twice. I was a little kid. Well, probably like 12, 13. I didn't care who you were. A few minutes later, here I come riding my brother's bike back. My dad goes, oh, dear Jesus. How'd you get the bike back? I said, well, Dad, a baseball bat does a lot. He goes, oh, my God, you didn't hit him. I didn't know I didn't hit him. But I told him that if I was not my brother, and I'm not going to turn the other cheek, you're going to give me a daggone bike back or I'm going to beat the crap out of you. You know what? I drove the bike home. Violence isn't the answer to everything. But I'm telling you right now, America has turned the cheek for the last time. We're at a place to where we're going to take back our country. And it doesn't matter who is in the way. Like Toby Keith said, you're going to get the American boot up your butt. Americans, it is time to stand up. What you've heard tonight has been absolute facts. I've given you everything you need to know to make your decisions. We're going to win this thing. We're going to win it. And we're going to have the placards on the wall of the enemy. Check out our website, eiobn.com. We're on here every day, 1 until 2:30. You can listen to us if you're at work on the eiobn.com website. We have Android link there for your Android phones. Apple iOS will be coming out soon. Listen to us at your work, in your car, wherever you're at. Also, if you'd like to make a donation, you make a donation. That's how we do this, fund all this stuff. We're putting in new video stuff, spreading the word, expanding as much as we can. We want America to know that we're here, and we're here to bring truth and intel and bring real life stories to you. You know what? I appreciate everybody that's been on here tonight, and thank you for giving your Friday night and making that sacrifice. And that's what it's about. Have a great weekend. Y'all be safe this weekend. And you better believe it. God wins. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. DC out.